Okay, YouTube. I'm putting together a video here. This video is more for the to answer some questions that have been brought to my attention. I guess from the prior videos that I put together, explaining how I was able to hook up this entire system here to the house mains. I'm going to go ahead and try to take my time here to try to see if I can just concentrate on just this inverter here, or it could be this one. It doesn't matter which one it is, but connecting any one of these inverters to the actual both faces of my my power my panel, my breaker panel inside the house, without actually putting 240 volts into it. Remember, I am only putting 115 volts on either leg of the breaker panel. However, that does not make it 240 volts, because on my prior video I specifically mentioned that any 240 volt appliances will have to be disconnected, and that's the way I have it inside my house. And the rules are, before any of this can be put on, you just basically disconnect it. I will probably in the future have to come up with some type of method where I can just, once I switch this on, those 240 appliances will no longer be in the system. But that would take some thinking, perhaps some money anyway. Okay, let me go ahead and try to see if I can clarify this. Okay, this here, the inverter. Okay, when this is powered on, it's going to give me 115 volts out of both of these receptacles. Okay, now this, however, does not give me 240 volts. Even though I got 115 here and 115 volts here, it does not give me 240, because what happens is this 115 and this one, they are in phase with each other. Okay, because they are in phase with each other, okay, if you were to try to measure from this hot one to this hot one, you're just going to get 0 volts. Okay, because they're in phase. Now, if they were out of phase, 180 degrees out of phase, then you will get 240. But this is not a 240 volt inverter. It's 120. So what I'm doing is I'm not tricking the system. I'm just not feeding 240 volts into it. Okay, look at it this way. This inverter, look at it as an extension cord. Okay, it's already plugged in. Okay, an extension cord normally has separate outlets. Okay, you will connect something to one part of the extension cord and something to the other part of the extension cord on the same end. Okay, you still power both units. Okay, same method. Okay, so when I went into this receptacle, okay, this receptacle here, okay, has something like this. You guys are all familiar with this. Okay, now normally these are designed that whenever you put the power in back of one of these, the power actually flows through and comes out through this side. That's how it's designed inside your house. Okay, what I did was I actually went the opposite way. I'm putting power through this side, okay, and coming out through here. But because I have 115 here and 150 here, both from the same source, okay, it's the same power. The one that's in here and the one that's in here, it's the same power coming from the inverter itself. Okay, now because I remove this short right here, I don't know if I'm trying to put it right in the center, the short between, I removed that jumper. Now what that did was the 100, well, let me explain also. This one on the neutral side I did not remove, because I want this to be my reference point. Okay, because I removed this short, this the power going through here and the power going through here will continue out of the little box here. Okay, and in reference to ground, if you can see the red one, in reference to neutral, okay, it's 115 volts. The black one in reference to neutral, it's also 150 volts, but it's from the same source. It's nothing different about it. Now you notice there's no green wire. Okay, because what happens is when I connected this, I eliminated the ground. I don't have a ground connected. Okay, everything is in reference to my neutral. Okay, same thing here. Okay, now there's no ground coming through here. Now this is going to be going outside of my box, and I will stop this video and I will show you in a second where these actual wires are going into my house that might be able to clarify the questions that were there. hold on please. Okay, this is the continuation. Okay, from inside the shed where the red one, the black one, and the white one were coming through, I ran those wires, and those wires are into this receptacle. Now, for those of you who do not know, this is an L1430 receptacle. It's a 220. It's to be used whenever you have 220 volts for appliances that are 220 volts. It's mostly used on generators. Okay. Now, the wires coming in here, you have the neutral. The neutral is connected in here. You have the red one that I mentioned that's 115 volts. It's connected in one of these. The black one is connected in one of these. This is the neutral, okay? This is the ground. However, remember that I said there was no ground, so there is no ground in here. You have 115 here, 115 here, but from the same source. Remember, from the inverter, 115, 115, and the neutral in reference. This in reference to this 115. This in reference to this 115. Okay, but this to this is not 240 because they are in phase with each other. Now, if you can see this, let me see. Okay, this is a L1430 male plug. Okay, this actually continues through to inside to an extension cord. This is the extension cord. Okay, but I'm not going to show this one. I'm going to show this one. This one here is actually, I don't know if I can probably get more details. I'm trying to, okay, see, okay, I got the light here. Okay, this one here is wound up around here, and it actually goes through my box. Okay, now, let me tell you that this one here, I'll go back to it, sorry. Okay, this one here, this one has the ground connected. This one, the ground in this one, this ground here, with this one, you can actually do a continuity test, and they actually are. This is zero continuity because they are together. They are bonded together. Okay, this is my ground, and this is my neutral. But these come from inside my breaker panel. Okay. Now, and this 115 and 115, this will power one leg of my the box inside the house, the circuit, the breaker box inside the house, and this one controls the other leg. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm sending 115 volts through here and 115 volts through here, all the way back inside my house. Okay, and it goes through there. Now, when it gets inside the house, I'll try to explain this a little simpler. When it gets inside the house, what's going to happen is it's going to go through a box and a transfer switch. The transfer switch will actually, what it does is it disconnects the grid power and actually applies the power that is going through this box right into each leg of the breaker box. Okay, it's still, remember, it's not 240 volts. Okay, it's just 115 on one leg and 115 on the other. Myself, my wife, and my oldest daughter and my son, they all know that if I'm not home and they lose power, they have it written down. Okay, you remove all 240 volt appliances from the unit. Okay, you either turn off their breakers and unplug them. The rules is both of them. Turn off the breaker and unplug them. Okay. That way you're safe, both of them. The transfer switch itself, what it is going to do is going to cut off the grid voltage coming into the house and apply the voltage coming from the inverter right into both legs of that circuit of the breaker panel. Okay, thus supplying power to the entire house. Because it's only an 1100 watt inverter, the small one, the larger one that you probably saw, that's 3000 watt. Okay, that one can power the whole house. But what I do is, whenever this happens, I'll just operate the refrigerator, or I operate the what do you call it? Just the fans and so forth. But that's how I explain it. Now, this unit here, this one here that I took out first. Okay, I will plug it in. Let me see if I can plug it in. Okay, now remember, that's 115. Now I can show you. This is my remote unit. Okay, this is the way my remote unit works. Okay, that goes my remote. Okay, that goes. This is just an extension cord. Okay, the same thing. Okay, just an extension cord. However, I got 4 outlets. Okay, this is being powered by one side of the inverter. This is powered by the other inverter. Okay, all from the same source, but I just have 2 of them, okay? For a total of, 2 receptacles for a total of 4, okay? If you can see this, sorry, let me see if I can probably back up and show you. Okay, this is what I do to control my inverters, because if it's raining, I don't want to go over there and open that up and turn on the inverter. Okay, the inverter. Okay, this here is what controls my battery. I turn it off. Okay, right now I am at 14.2 volts because I am running off the grid of the solar panel. Okay, this one here, that's the amp being drawn. Okay, because of the wires that I have negative 1.2 amps. I can't seem to adjust it, but that's the nature of the beast. So I leave it the way it is. I just know that every time that I measure current, I am already 1.2 negative off, and I take that as the reference point. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn on the inverter, the small inverter that's inside. Okay, this is going to power that inverter. You can see the voltage drop once I turn it on. Okay, I turned it on. Okay, now that I turned it on, now look, I got 119 volts. Okay, this is just here. Okay, this is these two, where this is at, that's one leg, 119 volts. Now what I do is I never take the fan. I can just plug it in and take it and go there. Now remember, I can just take this off and put it here. It's the same power from the inverter, but I'm actually dividing it. It's 115 here, 115 here. So in other words, it's the same thing going inside the house. You know, I don't know if this actually clears it up. Okay, you're not getting 240. You're getting 150. It's like remember, a huge extension cord. Okay, look at the opposite. I came off the inverter and I divided the power. Okay, the power came out, divided. I came in here. Okay, and I actually put it back together as if this was the inverter now. Okay, now except that the power came into this. Okay, same thing. Okay, you got 115 over there, 115 here from one leg, and 115 here. Same thing. I could have probably done it with just one of them and just divide it, but I decided to go 2 of them only because I wanted to power both faces inside the house, and it just made it simple. Okay, and that's about all. Hopefully this clarifies it. Some have said that it's kind of dangerous. No. If you have a transfer switch, and you can eliminate the grid from the system with no power. Now, this here, if I were to take a ground, now these here they're not grounded. Okay, you're just using the to neutral as the reference point. Okay, but it just works just fine. As you can see, it's dropping because the inverter's on. Now, this one here powers the other inverter, and I'm going to go ahead and show you. Okay, that the inverter is on 13.8. Go ahead and turn this one. This is for the bigger inverter. You can see it. Now we'll go over there and check them out. I gotta be careful going down these steps. Okay. Now, if I can show you before I end this video, okay? There it goes. The big inverter's on. I'm putting 13.3 volts, and this one works the same way. What I do is, if I want to power large loads inside the house, I simply remove the 2 here, plug them in here, and it works the same purpose. You know, the only difference is that this one will give me 3,000 watts of power. This one's only giving me 1,100 watts. But right now I'm not pulling no wattage. Okay, and basically that's the way it works. Okay, this other inverter is just for inside the shed, so basically it's out of the loop when it comes to connecting inside the house. Okay, and hopefully that clarifies it. I thought I made myself probably clear enough on the first video, but obviously I didn't. But it's not dangerous. Everything is okay as long as you are safety conscious and removes all 240 volts from the loop whenever you plug in this in. But because my only 240 appliance is my hot water heater, that's very simple. It's always off anyway, so that was always off the loop. So anyway, hopefully this clarifies it. Sorry if I was not clear enough on my first video, but anyway, good luck. Any questions, just go ahead, give me a holler, and I'll try to answer. Okay, all right. Anyway, have a good day, YouTubers, and until the next one. So long. Bye.